Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondon. I'm the author of The Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda, an easy guide to a healthy lifestyle, and Enlightened Medicine, your power to get well now, an integrative approach to healing the 7 deadly lifestyle diseases. Both of these books will help on this topic, and this is the power to manifest. In this video series, we're talking about intentional manifestation and purposeful manifestation. Just remember, you are a co-creator of your own life. Live your life on purpose. You are a co-creator. Live your life on purpose. If you're new to my channel, please do subscribe below, click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications, and give the video a thumbs up. In this video, we are talking about taking back your power. And I love this card. It's by Archangel Raziel. It's in the Archangel deck, and it says, take back your power. It's so amazing. And this came to me because for many of us, of course, most of us, in fact, we have been feeling worldwide that somehow we are powerless. We are powerless to the circumstances around us. We are powerless to having to do things that we don't want to do, having to do things that are leaving us with a lot of strife, with a lot of separation from our loved ones, and probably in a lot of economic stress for most of us. And what I want you to know is that no one can take away your power without your consent. And I really love that, because the emphatic phrase that Archangel Raziel says in this take back your power is just, it's very emphatic about how you can willingly give away your power. And we're really going to explore ways in which you can take back your power and keep your and stay in a mode of empowerment. Before we begin with our video, I just want to let you know I do readings and coachings, 30, 60, and 90-minute readings and coaching sessions. Go to my website, fondonwellness.com. I'm mentioning this because I'm doing a lot of donations for the entire time of quarantine. I've already donated to 3 different charities. Thanks to your support through booking appointments with me. I'm giving $5 for every 30-minute reading booked, $10 for every 60 and 90-minute reading booked. This week, the proceeds are going to feedingamerica.org. Let's talk about this concept of power. Let's talk about this concept of how you can regain your sense of personal power, how you can feel empowered during this time of this particular pandemic, and just in general, if you're watching this outside of the pandemic, because this is a good example, actually. I like this example. This is actually a really good example. So if you are watching this outside of the 2020 pandemic, please know that this actually is a really good example and a testimony to how you can take back your personal power in all ways, under any circumstance. And this is the truth. You have your personal power, and you only lose it when you voluntarily give it away to someone else or something else. That is the universal truth here. The universal truth is that your power is yours for the taking, and it's not voluntarily given away to anybody else without your consent. So we're going to explore ways in which you can do this. Of course, there are outside circumstances that do affect our daily life and how we live, especially during this pandemic. But what I want you to know is that while we cannot control our outside circumstances in any case, we can control our own circumstances. We control how we respond to outside people and outside events. The first thing that I want you to know is that you can absolutely control what comes into your sensory input. What comes inside your sensory input is included in all of your 5 senses, right? The sense of sight, sound, taste, touch, smell. And when you control a little bit more what is coming into your sensory input, it drastically changes your life experience. There is a lot of negativity happening in the world today, and there is a lot of buzz going on in the world today, all around the place, from our neighbors to social media, the news channels to YouTube. Everything that is coming out is a lot of negativity, a lot of fear, a lot of misinformation, and reasons why you should feel disempowered. And it's going on and it's perpetuating itself. So as I recommend always, the first thing you can do is turn off those sources. Turn off those sources so you're not constantly having the influx of negativity that's coming into you. Now, for those of us that are more empathic and we're receiving more through our sixth sense or our intuitive sense, of course we're receiving a lot of the negativity from the general collectivity as well. So it's not only the buzz that's coming in through our five senses, but it is also what is coming through in our intuitive sense. And what I would say is you can ask your angels, you can ask your archangels to shield and protect you from that. And it was something that was recommended to me via my guardian angels and the archangels, but Archangel Michael is really great for that, to shield and protect you from the intuitive vibes that are coming through to you from the collectivity. If you are very empathic and intuitive and have a tendency to kind of collect into your energy field energy from other sources. And when I say sight, smell, sound, what are the sights that we're seeing these days? It's a lot of people in face masks, gloves, people with social distancing, feeling very separate from each other, maybe people looking at you with mistrust as you're walking down the street. It's the smell of hand sanitizer everywhere you go, or handy wipes, or whatever the case may be. But these are all very frightening sights and smells that signal to your body on a constant basis fear, 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 tragedy, fear. And all of those things can weaken us. So what I want you to conceive of is that in order to take back your personal power, you need to be very careful about auditorily what you're letting in, visually what you're letting in, as far as a lot of the things you've been reading on social media, on the internet, banner ads, whatever it is that's coming into your visual perception. You can control this and take back your power by looking at other imagery of visual perception. For example, this morning, I live by the beach. For this morning, I was taking a walk by the beach, and I'm seeing beautiful dolphins leaping out of the water. It seems that the aquatic life is so happy to be undisturbed by the usual number of surfers out there. So I was able to change my visual perception by seeing these beautiful dolphins leaping about. And it was so beautiful and amazing to be able to see that. Now, whether you look at birds outside of your window, or trees, or the spring flowers that are coming in, or the foliage of the fall if you live in the southern hemisphere, but it's just changing the visual perception so that what is coming in through your five senses is something that is empowering you and making you feel empowered rather than disempowered. There's another thing that I want to say about what you are hearing and what you are hearing through conversations with other people too. Disempowerment. A lot of people talking about reasons why you should fear, reasons why you should be fearful of contracting this virus. And what I want to say to you is that you can stop people in their tracks from talking to you about it, of course, because what has tended to happen is because so many people are talking constantly, it has perpetuated the fear, the panic, and it has made you perhaps feel like, oh, there must be a reason to panic then, when in all reality, there's really not a reason to panic. The numbers are still relatively low when you look at the general population of things. The number of deaths are even really low when you look at the general numbers, just in general, for any disease across the board. We need to constantly keep things in perspective. And I'm going to give a super silly example, but the way the collective consciousness works is by repetition and by masses of people saying the exact same thing. So for those of us who are like, well, I'm going to keep things in relative perspective to reality. I'm going to look at the reality around me. I'm going to look at the reality next door to me. And I'm going to look at the reality and what is the relative reality as far as risk factor for myself? Now, disclaimer, I'm not talking about being disrespectful toward other people. I'm not talking about not doing the things that is recommended, like social distancing and wearing masks inside stores and things like that. But you want to be respectful of others. You also want to take care of yourself and be respectful of yourself. It's like if someone said to you, there are flying monkeys that are stealing babies and purses all around the world, and you have not yet to see a flying monkey, but they're like, just be careful, those flying monkeys are flying towards you right now. They're going to steal your babies and they're going to steal your purses and wallets, and they do everything, and they're multiplying in numbers like crazy, and they're just flying from the sky. And then you open up your computer and you see flying monkeys stealing babies and purses, and then you open up, your TV screen and you see flying monkeys stealing babies and purses, flying monkeys going everywhere. And you're like, well, where I live, there are no flying monkeys. I don't see it. No, be careful, because they are coming. They're coming to steal your babies. And pretty soon, all the babies are going to be stolen by these flying monkeys. And it's like pretty soon, because of all the collectivity, you start to believe it, even if it's not true for you, even if it's not true for your neighborhood, even if it's not true for your community, you start to believe it because of the collective panic that is happening all around you. One thing I want to say to you is that the perpetual talk about you being disempowered is causing you to believe that you are disempowered, because the general buzz around is the human body is weak. You're weak. You got to stay home. You're weak. You're going to get this. I even have my own son, and who is not with me now, but my middle child who's 22, who said, well, eventually everybody is going to get this. And I said, everybody? Everybody doesn't get every single disease. You know that, right? You know that everybody doesn't always get every disease. And he's like, well, this is different. I'm like, well, who says it's different? Well, apparently everybody in the media is saying it's different. Everybody in the media is saying everybody is going to get this, even though logic and statistically and based on the past, that's not true. For any disease, it's not true. It tends to create this global panic in people who have been calm and collected, causing them to believe something that's not even true. And then, of course, lo and behold, what happens is the people that say, no, that's not true. Come on, let's look at things from a different angle. The people who have agreed with the entire collectivity get angry with you. What do you mean you're going to say something different? How dare you say something different? You can't say something different. You're a bad person if you say something different. Look, all these people are dying. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of perspective on how to stay empowered in your own body mind. I gave you some examples, and what I'm going to do later today or tomorrow is I'm going to put out a video of positive, healthy affirmations that you can listen to daily to empower your thoughts and in turn to empower your body to reprogram your thoughts and body to a healthy mindset. Because with all the negativity consistently going around telling you that your body is weak, that humans are weak, that humans are all going to certainly contract some virus, pretty soon it seeps into your cells and your cells believe it. So what we want to do is reverse the collective consciousness individually. We're going to reverse the collective consciousness by infusing our minds and our bodies with healthy and positive affirmations to say the contrary to what has been said to us consistently on a day-to-day basis for the last 2 to 3 months. That is super duper duper important because, like I said, it's that flying monkey effect. So if somebody keeps telling you there are flying monkeys above your head, there are flying monkeys above your head, pretty soon you're gonna start seeing them even if they're not there, right? You're gonna like see imagery in the clouds that looks like a flying monkey and you're like, I saw one! When in reality it wasn't there, but it's just by virtue of someone consistently repeating it to you over and over and over and over and over again. Your body is healthy and strong. Your body is a healing machine. You're gonna hear those affirmations in the next video that I publish, and I would say listen to it daily. And if you don't like my voice and the affirmations, you can use my affirmations and record it with your own voice as well. The next thing that I want to say to you is thinking about what you can do to empower yourself. This is a hardcore subject, you guys, because everybody's been wondering, like, how can I stay healthy? How can I feel empowered when if I step out the door, I could potentially get this virus? What I want to say to you is that this is something that I repeated in another video. It was a quote from a doctor who I respect a lot and who said, strong host, we are hosts for any virus, strong hosts, weak virus, weak host, strong virus. Meaning, like, if your body is weak, if you are making your body weak by your lifestyle choices, by a negative mindset, by living a sedentary life, and other things, like including taking substances that are making your body weak, then you're going to have a weak host. If you do things in your lifestyle, such as making sure you're staying at a healthy weight, taking in organic fruits, vegetables, grains, living in a mostly vegetarian lifestyle, just because meats are very taxing on our bodies. It's very taxing on our immune system. And if you don't want to go toward vegetarianism or veganism, then I would say minimize your meat intake. Exercise, you got to keep your body moving. Deep breath, meditation, all of those things that are going to help you live a healthy lifestyle and live a balanced lifestyle. Staying away from substances, that is huge to take back your own power. So one of the reasons some of you have been wondering, like, why do the statistics in the United States of America look so bad when it comes to this virus, this pandemic? Why does it look so bad in the US? And one of the reasons why it looks so bad in the US is because the general health of US citizens is very poor. I took statistics uniquely from the United States because it's something I've been studying for years. In fact, in my book, Enlightened Medicine, Your Power to Get Well Now, I did a whole statistical approach on lifestyle diseases, chronic lifestyle diseases, and breaking down the graph of, like, what is the curve? What does it look like for chronic lifestyle diseases? Now these, for the most part, for 90% of them, these are 100% preventable through lifestyle choices that you are making to empower you, to make you feel empowered, so that you are a strong host rather than that weak host. So let me just give you some statistics to give you like a visual of the why and how we can turn it around. Now, obviously, we need to turn this around individually, you guys. It has to be person by person by person who is actually going to wake up during this time, feel empowered, take back their power, and turn their health around. Now, let me just say this to you. I was having, again, with the same child of mine, and we always have children that come into our lives to test us, right? That's usually the case. My son, who is very scientific based, he's getting a degree in biology. He's also getting a degree in psychology, so go figure. You think that, the psychology part would take over a little bit, but he's getting a degree in biology, hopefully in May. And unfortunately, he doesn't get to graduate with walking into a big, huge auditorium. But he said to me, I said, well, you know, you could get sick. And I said, well, chances are I won't get sick. And he said, why? How can you say that? And I said, because I pay really close attention to my lifestyle and I pay really close attention to my immune system. I supplement heavy, I exercise daily, I meditate daily, I do yoga. I'm pretty darn healthy. Chances are very low that I would ever get any type of virus such as this. And he said, well, how can you know for sure? I said, I'm pretty darn sure. Well, how can you know? I said, well, I'm pretty sure. And so this is kind of the buzz that is happening whenever you, for example, if you were to say, I'm taking back my power, I'm going to live a healthy lifestyle, and I'm going to make myself so strong that any diseases, any viruses won't have the opportunity to grow in me. Always the feedback, because of the general consensus about what humans are, that humans are weak, that we are just like leaves in the wind, and that when the wind blows, we have a chance of becoming ill, which is not the case. That's not how things happen. But because that's the general consensus, as soon as you say something like, well, no, I'm going to make myself healthy and strong. I'm going to take back my power. I'm going to be strong. I'm going to be a strength here. Everyone's like, no, you can't do that. Who says you can do that? You can't do that. You can't know for sure. I'm here to tell you that part of taking back your power is truly believing in yourself. It's believing in yourself, believing that you can prevent disease, that you can reverse disease, that your body truly is designed to heal. And in Enlightened Medicine, Your Power to Get Well Now, I outline that. I outline why your body is designed to heal. It actually is designed to heal. And in the Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda, I talk about how to balance your life, how to balance all those aspects of your life. Numbers in the US, let me give you some statistics that will bring you more clarity as to the why. Here's the why. We have started already with about 50% of our population with weak immune systems already, like at the base level, like at the get-go. As this virus started to propagate the United States, we already started with a huge handicap. If I'm going to use golf terms, we started with a huge handicap. And the handicap was 50% of all US citizens have at least one chronic lifestyle disease. Now I'm underestimating here. I'm actually going under the numbers, and I'll tell you why. We have about 33 million Americans, according to the last census. Of course, there's the 2020 census that's coming up, but according to the last census, we have around 330 million Americans. This number, the number I'm going to give you from the National Health Council, was taken between 2018 and 2019-ish. It always takes them about a year to gather data that's accurate, but the number is actually closer to the second number I'm going to give you. But the first number from the National Health Council, that was around 2018-ish, was 133 million Americans suffer from at least one chronic lifestyle disease. And I'll outline what those chronic lifestyle diseases are, representing more than 40% of the total population. So that was back then. According to the CDC, which is a number closer to 2019, it says 6 in 10 US adults, 6 in 10, 60%, you guys, have at least one chronic lifestyle illness, and more than 4 in 10, so 40%, have at least 2 chronic lifestyle illnesses. So those numbers for 2020, this is the estimate because the numbers haven't come in for 2020 yet. But for 2020 in the United States, they're saying the number is actually closer to 157 million with at least one chronic lifestyle disease. 157 million Americans. That's closer to that 50% mark, you guys. So 1 in 2 Americans, we're talking about all Americans, children, teenagers, adults, elderly, all Americans, 50% have at least one chronic illness. And of those, at least 40% have 2 or more chronic illnesses. Okay, so starting here in 2020 with our pandemic that infiltrated into the United States. I know a lot of you live abroad, but I'm just giving you the statistics to kind of give you like an anchor of numbers to kind of like calculate and go, oh, okay, yeah, that makes more sense then. Already, we were starting with 50% of the US population having weak bodies, a weak host, if you will. So weak host equals strong virus. Strong host equals weak virus. So do you get it? Do you understand? We're already starting with that. So of course the numbers in the US are going to look bad because 50% of the population is already has given away their power. They've given away their power by lifestyle choices that they have made throughout the years. And I know this is not unique to the United States. I know this is a problem worldwide. This has become a global problem, chronic lifestyle diseases. And I say I have dedicated my life to the study of chronic lifestyle diseases because they are preventable. That's why, because they're preventable through lifestyle changes. The ones that both of these websites named, and in my book I've named the same diseases, but we're looking at diabetes, and in particular type 2 diabetes, okay? Obesity, I am putting obesity in there. Here is why, because there are 70 million US adults, I don't know if this is US adults, but I think it's US people, so children included, but 70 million US citizens who are obese, and that was as of like 2018, 2019, 99 million overweight. So we're talking about well over like about one third of the population, 1/3 of the population. The reason why I mention obesity is because the top 4 diseases that are killers, like top 4 killers, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and certain types of cancer, which are directly related to obesity-related diseases. Does that make sense? Those are all preventable. That is according to the CDC. Preventable. And included in those other lifestyle diseases that are the top ones are stroke, hypertension, which is high blood pressure, pulmonary conditions like asthma, respiratory illnesses, and mental illnesses such as depression, which is huge, anxiety, and of course addictions, which is unnamed here, but that is definitely one of the top killers in the US. When you look at these, it empowers you. Here's why it empowers you, because even if 50 people are watching this video, let's say 50 of you watch this video. The Power to Manifest videos tend to not get as many views as the Twin Flame videos, but let's say there are 50 of you. Thank you so much for watching. But let's say there are 50 people watching this today. Let's say 40 out of 50 of those people watching this today are US citizens. Statistically speaking, that means about half of you, about 20 of you, suffer from at least one chronic lifestyle disease. So when I'm speaking about taking back your power, I'm saying to you that as you sit here and you wonder and you ponder about the next 2 years and what are we in for with this pandemic, what are we in for? Are we going to have to stay indoors for the next 2 years? The answer is no, we're not going to have to stay indoors for the next 2 years. However, we can certainly increase our chances of taking back our power by empowering ourselves. As I mentioned, you cannot control the circumstances that are around you. You cannot control the outside world, but you can certainly control your inside world. And all of that includes the choices that you make. The choices that you make each and every day, the choices that you make for your own lifestyle, for your own mental, emotional, physical, spiritual health. You have those choices that you can make every day. Now, this is kind of like the time of reckoning, if you will, right? It's a choice for you. It's absolutely positively a choice for you. It's a choice to make your life better. It's a choice to live healthfully. It's a choice to stop drinking. It's a choice to stop overeating. It's a choice to eat organic foods and go more toward a vegetarian lifestyle. It's a choice to get up and move. It's a choice to get mental health help when you need it. Going into therapy, which now they're doing online therapy sessions, or going into a 12-step program if you need that. And they are also doing 12-step programs which are online. This is a call to you to truly take back your power, to truly feel empowered so you can feel certain that you can go out into the world and not fear for your life every time you walk outside the door. So you can go out into the world and tell other people, I am certain that I am healthy, I am strong, my body is a healing machine. So you can go about the world with that type of certainty. Of course, when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. And that's one thing that I shared with my son as well. I was like, well, you know, if I get it and I die, then I guess it was my time to go. But other than that, it's like I respect myself, I respect my body, I respect the choices that I make, and I know that I'm empowered. I know that I feel powerful on the inside. And when more and more and more people start taking control of their own lives, when more people start taking control of their own choices, when more people start to believe and really take actions to believe that their bodies are truly healing machines and that we're not just like this little weak leaf in the wind that if the wind blows, we're gonna get the virus or any other disease for that matter. It's by knowing that we are strong, we are healthy, we are designed for healing. That is who we are. That's why the human race has lasted for so long. The human race is not like this weak little experiment that's lasted only 100 years, is just gonna die off in a few. Come on, do you really believe that? But that is the reality that's been perpetuated in the last 90 days. That is the actual reality that the world at large is trying to hand to you. They're trying to hand to you that you're weak. They're trying to hand to you, you're just this fragile little piece of flesh. You're so susceptible. We need to keep you in that little tiny cocoon of bubble so you don't get a disease. Well, chances are, if you're an American listening to this, or anybody else for that matter, but statistically speaking, if you're an American, chances are 50% that you already have a chronic lifestyle disease. Chances are that's true already. So what can you do to reverse that? What can you do to empower yourself? What can you do to empower your mind? What can you do to empower your spirit? What can you do to reverse the conversation, to be able to stand up to the people around you and to say, no, I am healthy, I am strong. Don't talk to me about disease. Don't give me that disease talk. Enough is enough. So stay strong, my friend, stay empowered, and stay in faith with your own power to heal. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you for sharing this video with others. And thank you so much for supporting this YouTube channel. You can buy a book or two. You can also pledge your support on Patreon. We do a private party podcast every single month. www.patreon.com/Michelle S. Fondin. And I will see you in the next video.